Hello, I'm Peter Courtney. I'm a state senator. I represent District 11. District 11 includes Woodburn, Jervis Brooks, and major portions of Salem. For example, right where this studio is, where we're filming this, is right in the middle of this state Senate district. I'm also the Senate president. It's my responsibility to preside over the Oregon State Senate and make sure it runs, make sure it works. I happen to think the state Senate, as well as the state legislature, is the greatest state legislature in the nation, and many feel the same way. I'm a candidate for re-election. I came here back in 1969. I've been here 45 years. I came here and I got organized. Fell in love with the place. Married Margie Ann Bernadette Brendan. She was born in a Silverton hospital and raised in Mount Angel. Together we've had 3 sons, Peter, Sean, and Adam, and now we have 2 daughters-in-laws, Melinda and Darby. We also have a grandson. He's 1 year old. Mighty proud, mighty proud. And we have a miniature dachshund. I got to mention that. Her name is Dilly, and she makes our life very interesting. I first ran for office way back in 1974 for the Salem City Council, just up the street here. I got to serve in the city council that literally designed the downtown area, those sky bridges, as well as Nordstrom's Mall, as well as the riverfront, as well as the conference center. We put together all the plans for those things. Now, it was later city councils that implemented and made them happen, but I got the rare honor to serve with great city councils, great mayors, and great city managers to make it happen. One of my accomplishments as I speak to you today is I'm able to get the money for the footbridge that we hope to put in to join the riverfront with Minto Brown Park. We've already joined Wallace Marine Park. Those are just some of the things that I did and got to do as a member of the Salem City Council. I then would run for the legislature and serve in the House for 7 terms. And now I'm running for my 4th term for the Oregon State Senate. I've been in the Oregon legislature 30 years. Tremendous honor and privilege that I've had to do that. I've worked on many things over the years. I've worked on the health care issue. Long ago, we started this big march to try to make health care available to most Oregonians, if not all of them. We're almost there. With the exception of 5%, all Oregonians have been covered at this stage of the game. The issue of infrastructure, I've already indicated that I've worked hard on the riverfront, but I also worked hard. It took me 10 years to get the funding for that Woodburn interchange up there. And by the way, as we speak to you, 3 ramps are open. 3 ramps are open, and she's ahead of schedule. I go on with this to talk about that Oregon State Hospital. I played a major role in getting the Oregon State Hospital to stay here and remain here. As well as when I get into the children's issues, worked very hard on children's issues. Amber Alert, Jessica's bill, all those are involving children that are vulnerable or children that have been victimized. Those are all my pieces of legislation. Education, heavily involved in that and trying to fund education. Last session, I worked with the Tina Kotek as a speaker to come up with $1 billion more for K through 12, which allowed all of our school districts here, the Woodburn and the Jervis and the Salem, to go to a full school year. Public safety has been a huge issue for me. All the bills involving sex offender registration, sex offender notification, all those bills I introduced in 1990 and they've become law today, as well as background checks. Right now I'm working on 2 major pieces of legislation for the next session, 2015, involving domestic violence restraining orders because they need to be made tougher, as well as to put away or give a life sentence to certain predatory sex offenders after they only committed 1 crime. The list goes on. I believe that we are keepers of tremendous treasures of Mother Nature's. You live in Oregon, we have treasures that Mother Nature's have given to us that she has given to no other state or other people. I believe we must protect those treasures. They are cherished by me and they're cherished by my fellow Oregonians. I work very hard on the environmental issue to make sure that we have clean water, clean air, and that our land space is available so that we can have a great quality of life in the great state of Oregon, my Oregon. There's one last thing I want to talk to you about. It's called governance. You can have ideas. You can give good speeches. You can do tapes like this. But when you go to the Oregon legislature, you got to work with 89 other people. There's 90 members in the Oregon legislature. They got elected just like I got elected. They took an oath of office just like I did. And I have an obligation to listen to them and find ways to make this thing work for Oregonians. One of the big frustrations today in our country and our communities is governing bodies that don't work. They're broken down, they're rigid, they're gridlocked because people take the attitude, my way or no way. My view is, yeah, I got core principles, I got values, I got strong feelings. But I most importantly believe very much if I get the privilege and honor to make public policy for this community in this great state, by gosh, I better find a way to make sure that its government institution works. That's the pledge I make. I wanted to keep on going. It's been an honor and privilege. Thank you for listening. Oregon, my Oregon. Peter Courtney.